Hey y'all, hey, what's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl Rita, also known as the self-proclaimed gold digger. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I am so glad to have you. But if you are a fellow gold digger, welcome back. I love and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So as y'all can see, my setup is a little bit different. I'm having some technical difficulties because my laptop did not want to work. I'm going to try and see if I can pull it up and be able to switch back. But today we are going to be talking about how we all should be millionaires and talking about some millionaire habits that we should be having. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to, let me see. I think I finally got my laptop to work again. So we're going to see what happens. If you're new to Tipsy Tuesday, basically what we do is we take some sips, and I'm just drinking on some wine tonight while I share some tips. All right, y'all. I gotta see how I can leave. Let me see into the studio. See what's gonna happen. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right. I think we are finally good. I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna get my phone here. Because all my notes were on my phone, so I didn't know how I was gonna be able to do this. Let me close out of this. And now that I'm closed out of it, let me just make sure it is still up on all of my platforms. I apologize about the technical difficulties, y'all. Let's see real quick. But you just gotta be able to pivot the last moment. All right, so let's see. So I'm good there. Let me check one other spot. And then I promise we are going to get into it. All right. Okay. Looks like I am good there as well. All right, y'all. So we should all be millionaires. So what sparked this is, let me get out my notes. There is a book called We Should All Be Millionaires by the author is Rachel Rogers. I had read it, I don't know, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. It's been a little while since I read it. But she also had a book that I'm trying to pull up now that I recently read, which is called $1 Million Habits. And we're going to talk a little bit about what she discussed in We Should All Be Millionaires, how I got inspired by it, but we're going to talk about the $1 Million Habits that she has. And this is also a book. She actually has several books. At the beginning of the year, I read another one of her books called Plan Your Year Like a Millionaire. And then she also has a book called Six Figure Side Hustle as well that I also read earlier this year. But she is all about creating wealth, helping you to like go to your next level, to see your full potential, all that kind of stuff, and about helping you to create and make money and everything. And I will say, when I read We Should All Be Millionaires, I will say this, it's pretty much geared towards Black females or whatever. And it talks about how, you know, the disparities when it comes to females and how much we make in comparison to male counterparts and things of that nature. And the disparity is even greater among African American or Black females, that kind of thing. And how we just need to kind of like take charge, and I won't say take charge, but, you know, take control of our income potential income that we can potentially generate and that kind of thing. And she just really inspired me in that book to help me redefine how I should look at myself when it comes to the workforce, how I should look at myself when it comes to just being able to make and create money. So that book was very powerful to me. And at the end, at the end of the book, it was also saying, like, what is a way that you can, like, literally create money now, today? Like, think of something where you can create money today. And literally, from reading that book, I did come up with a program where I was able to generate some money now, which I probably would not have done or considered before without reading the book. But it's like, let's see if you can create some money now. And I was able to do that and everything. So briefly, we're going to talk about We Should All Be Millionaires, but we're going to mainly be talking about some $1 million habits in hopes that I can inspire all of y'all. So now let me pull up my notes. And I promise y'all, what's up, Still Rocks? He is sending out the fire emojis and the strength emojis. Good to see you. All right, so in her book, We Should All Be Millionaires, she talks about $1 million habits, which is why I want to get into the $1 million habits, which is totally separate, a separate book that she talked about. I'm still on my journey to try and read 52 books in 52 weeks or whatever. I don't know how many books I read because honestly, I have not been keeping track. I actually need to, before this month is over, I need to go back and see how many books I have actually read. And there have been a couple of books that I have reread. But these are her $7 million habits that she has. The first one she says is to delegate one task on your to-do list. And this is something that I have struggled with doing just because I feel like I'm the kind of person where I feel like if it's not done right unless I've done it. I'm kind of, I won't say controlling, but in that regard, it's like, I don't know, nobody can do it as good as I can do it. But I have realized that they say that if someone can do it like 70% or 80% as good as you, that's better than you actually doing it yourself. So one of the $1 million habits that you need to create for yourself is to delegate one task on your to-do list. And another reason why I have a hard time doing this is because I do have a hard time asking for help. I'm pretty doggone independent, and I like to do a lot of things on my own. But I have to realize I don't have to do everything on my own. And also, part of the reason for delegating stuff is because there are certain things that only you can do. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself when it comes to like my office. Like, there's only certain things that I can do that nobody else in the office can do. So I really need to focus on those things that only I can do and not worry about the things where I can get someone else to do. Yeah, I might be able to do it better, or maybe it's going to take this other person a little bit longer to do it, but let them do it so that you can focus on the things that only you can do. And that's where delegation gets involved. Now, I forgot to mention these $1 million habits that she talks about, though. She says that you should do these every day. And at the end, I'm going to see if I've done, if today I was able to do all of these $7 million habits and everything. That was the first one. The second one, because I don't have them numbered exactly. The second one is move your body, move your body. So she says move your body because it helps with your mental health. And this is so true. I remember reading this in another book that I read, or a podcast. I don't know. I be listening to all kinds of stuff. So it was saying, like, when you actually go out and walk, and like the physical action of walking and moving and things of that nature, it helps you to be able to think better. And I can definitely attest to that. I feel like I have like some of my best ideas when I'm out walking, more specifically when I'm out walking outside, not so much when I'm walking on the treadmill. Like, I do get ideas when I'm walking on the treadmill, but I get better ideas when I'm like walking outside and I'm in nature. I don't know. It's it's like a peace, a calm. It's something about being out there in nature that helps calm my thoughts and I come up with like some of my best ideas or things that I normally would not think about, or just help me solve different problems and things that I might have been trying to figure out for like a few days or whatever. And then as soon as I won't say as soon as I go on my walk, but as I'm on my walk, certain things will come to me, or new ideas will be presented to me that will help me to solve some of the issues and things that I was dealing with. So I definitely understand the importance of moving your body, not only just from a health perspective in terms of like staying healthy, trying to stay in shape and that kind of thing, but more so from a mental capacity. And right now I'm challenging myself to try and walk for 2 weeks, for the next 2 weeks or whatever, trying to walk every day, because I have found that I've since I've gotten away from it and I haven't been doing it on like a consistent basis. I've been doing it real sporadically. I haven't been thinking as clearly as I should, or I haven't been as focused as I would be before. So I need to get back to doing that. And right now, so far I've been successful. This is what, day 3 of me walking for the next 14 days. And it has really helped with me coming up with ideas. I actually feel better. I feel like I have a little bit more energy as well. So just different things. So definitely move your body. Let me see. I didn't realize Still Rocks had made some comments. So let me see. Let me put them on the screen. He says, delegate. Yes, definitely. I really do gotta get better with that. And then he also says, my wife has the same thought. It's like if someone doesn't do the task with the same urgency or as thorough as she would rather do it herself. Yeah, I don't know why we like that. I don't know. I guess I know for me, I know I have certain standards or certain ways I like things to be carried out or done or whatever. So I don't know if it has something to do with that. I'm also reading another book, or I read like 2 books in like the past 2 days or whatever. And I can't remember which one it came from, but because they were all by the same author. But they were talking about delegation, and they were saying that all along, like in school and stuff like that, we were taught that we cannot get help from other people. Like when it came to taking a test, that kind of thing, you had to do your own work. You couldn't really, you couldn't collaborate or whatever. It was like everybody was focused on, it's in the book, Who Not How. And I forget the author's name, because they were saying that you need to find the who instead of figuring out how to do certain tasks and stuff yourself. It's like find the who instead of trying to figure out how to do it, whatever. So it kind of touches upon delegation or finding other people for certain things. But they were talking about how, in school, us growing up, all that kind of stuff, it's all about the independent work. Like it's not a collaborative effort. It's the individual's effort. Like you have to individually pass the test, that kind of thing. So it has really been ingrained in us that if you need to work hard, but you also need to do the hard work yourself. So it does make it more challenging for you to be able to rely on people or trust people. And I don't know. And then maybe we traumatized too, because I know those times where I did have like group projects in school, it's like people would not be carrying their weight at all. You would be the main one doing the work, or 1 or 2 people out of the 5 people in the group would be the main one doing the work, and the whole group got credit for it. So I don't know. It could be trauma from having to work in a group as well. So all right. So we talked about delegate. That was the $1 million habit. Number 1, delegate one task on your to-do list. $1 million habit number 2 was to move your body. The third $1 million habit that Rachel Rodgers talks about in her book is connect with your $1 million squad. Now, she did talk about this in We Should All Be Millionaires. And pretty much what she was saying, like your network will determine your net worth. I don't know if she said that specifically, but that's what I took from it. And I know you probably have heard that quote before, your network will determine your net worth. And it is so true. Like the people who you're surrounded with I forget how many people they say, the 5 or 10 people that you're surrounded with, they help determine like your trajectory or where you're going to end up in the next few years. So if you're around people who are making similar incomes as yourself, or doing similar things as yourself, you're really going to keep doing those same things. But if you're around people who are making a lot more money, or have high goals, have high things that they're striving for, big lofty dreams, that kind of thing, then you're more likely to kind of propel yourself or push yourself to also strive and try to commit yourself to achieving those kinds of things as well. So just know your network, it does determine your net worth, and you want to make sure you surround yourself with people who also have $1 million habits and want to have $1 million, or also have $1 million goals to help you better achieve your goals and everything. So this is something I got to work on, because y'all know I always say I'm like I'm an introvert. I'm not gonna say I'm like an introvert. I'm pretty much an introvert. So I like to keep to myself. But I might have to, be a little bit more creative, because when it comes to my money, I'm all about trying to achieve these $1 million habits. So you got to connect with your $1 million squad. Now, this next one that she has, I love this one. And this is the one that I am definitely going to try and start incorporating almost immediately. Like I did it today. So I got to just get in the habit of making sure I'm doing it every day. And this one is saying do one money generating activity each day. And for me, it challenges me to think outside of the box and think of ways that I can make money. Because when you think about it, like you might be like, well, I go to work every day, so that's a money generating activity or whatever. But for me, I'm like, oh yes, I go to work, but how can I also be able to bring in more money with my job? What are some side hustles or some other creative ways where I can possibly generate money? So it's really challenging me to kind of think outside of the box and not just be like, okay, I'm going to go to work today and that's going to be my money generating activity. It could just be, and she talked about this in the book, like sending out an email to a potential client. Like if you wanted to do a speaking engagement, maybe if you wanted to write a book or something like that, you can send out an email to possible people who can help you to get that speaking engagement, help you with that book launch, whether it's creating another business. So thinking outside of the box in those areas by creating potentially money generating activities or ideas that you would have for yourself. So think of ways that, hey, what other ways can I possibly make some money, and what steps do I need to take in order to be able to start working towards my goal to get me to be able to make more money. So I'm really going to be focused on that particular one, because I do want to think outside of the box, other than me just going to work every day and saying that's my money generating activity. It's like, what other ways can I potentially generate income? What else can I possibly do? What can I come up with? What can I create that will help cause more income to flow into my household? So I'm really going to be thinking about that. And who I can possibly connect to, which also will help me when it comes to like creating your $1 million squad. Like I probably need to research different groups and stuff that I might need to start being affiliated with, that could potentially help me achieve some of the goals. I've talked about this before. Like I want to get into real estate and stuff. So I haven't done a whole lot with that this year. So I need to start getting creative and looking into ways that I can reach out to like real estate groups or connect with people who are already doing the things that I am wanting to do when it comes to real estate, and making connections with them, and finding different strategies that I can potentially take so that I can start generating money that way. So I got to work on my money generating activity. And so I say that because sometimes the money generating activity that you're working on, it doesn't necessarily generate money like right then, like in that very moment. It might generate money like down the line for you, but still see what you need to do. And it could be just something as simple as, hey, I need to clean up my office because I haven't been able to work in my office because it is so junky and messy. And if I have a clean office, I'm able to focus more, I'm able to get more stuff done, which can generate more activity, generate more income. So just think of things in that way as well when it comes to what money generating activity can you do each day. It doesn't have to necessarily translate into money right then and there in that moment, but it could be something that you might need to do that eventually will cause you to be better focused, be able to work better so that you can generate money in the future. All right. I don't know what number that is because, like I said, I don't have it numbered. I want to say this next one is number 5, and that is to think $1 million thoughts. So I'm big on making sure I'm thinking positively, okay? I try to stay as positive as possible. I try to look at the bright side of things, so to speak. If there is a negative situation, I'm trying to see what can I learn from this. Is there something good that can potentially come out of it? So I'm trying to create those $1 million thoughts and always have a positive outlook when it comes to things. And also, here's something when it comes to $1 million thoughts. This is what she didn't talk about this in the actual book where she talked about $1 million habits. It was more so in the We Should All Be Millionaires book. And it was to change but to and. And that has stuck with me because oftentimes just changing that simple phrase in your head can definitely change how you think about something. So I want to say, like, they used an example like, I want to go on vacation, but I don't have enough money or whatever. Instead of saying that, say you change it to and. So I want to go on vacation and I don't have enough money right now. Because then now you'll start thinking, and I don't have enough money. So what can I do to make more money? Instead of saying but, which is more limiting and stopping you from being able to do something or achieving something. Or something like, I want to wear this dress, but I can't fit it at this time. Instead of saying I can't, but say, and I can't fit it at this time. Because then what can you do to make sure you can fit the dress or whatever? So it shifts your mindset to kind of start thinking about things a little bit differently. And so you cannot be limited by your thoughts. So change but to and. And I think this week for myself or the next week or whatever, I'm going to see how many kind of like limiting thoughts I have. Like what am I saying to myself where I keep saying, but like, I want to do something, but I can't do it because of this, but I can't do it. I'm going to try and pay more attention to that and start changing those statements to and to see how I can like flip the narrative in my head so that I can be able to achieve certain things. So, and create these $1 million thoughts. All right. Now, the next thing she has, and I want to say this is the last one. Yeah, because that was, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is the last one. Y'all, we doing good today. All right. This one, she says to look at your money. So oftentimes we don't always focus on our income, or we don't always focus on our money that we have, especially if we feel like we're not making enough money, or we feel like there's a whole bunch of bills and things that we have to pay, or we have a whole bunch of debt. We don't always want to look at our money. But she says you need to look at your money every day. And the reason why is because you got to know where you are. You got to know where you're starting from to help you get to where you're going. And sometimes by avoiding situations or not taking inventory of the things that are going on, you might be thinking things are worse than what they actually are. And things might actually be a little bit better. And even if things are not what you want them to be, you can start coming up with ways to kind of make them be a little bit better. I think I talked about this either last week or the week before. I told y'all I got to start. I got to start getting better with my accountability when it comes to my money and my income, getting myself back on a budget and just having a better understanding of what I've been spending money on, because I have been spending money just recklessly. And so I didn't really have a target, and really I'm still working on what my target is going to be for my money. And so when you don't have a target for something, like if you don't know where you're going, you will just aimlessly kind of wander around or aimlessly do stuff. And that's kind of what I have been doing with my money. I have been just aimlessly spending it. Whenever I see that there's something I want or whatever, I just get it. I don't have a target. I don't have a goal for what I'm designating my money to. I told y'all ever since I paid off my private student loans, I really didn't have a goal for what I wanted to be saving my money up for. So that's why any surplus, it was just, getting spent or whatever. But now I'm like, okay, I got to set this goal for my money. I got to start realizing what is my target. What am I aiming for? What am I shooting for? What am I trying to designate this money for? And so as I'm coming up with ideas for that, there's a couple of things that I'm working on that I'm getting excited about or whatever. It helps me to see there's one goal that I'm trying to achieve by June. So yeah, I gotta get to it or whatever. But when I looked at it last week, I was like, okay, if I do this, I need to save up X amount of money, each week or whatever. And that's what I'm striving and I'm trying to do. So when I want to spend money or I see something that is drawing my attention and causing me to spend or want to spend, I have to remind, and I see it all the time. Every time I get on these daggone apps or whatever, it's always some kind of ad that is like targeting me. And I was able to resist today. I was like, no, remember, you're trying to save up this amount of money each week, because if so, by June, you're going to have this and you're going to hit your goal and everything. And then you'll be able to start looking into this particular investment and everything. So look at your money every day. And that way you can also, she talked about, you can also see the good patterns that are found in your money, as well as the bad patterns that you might have when it comes to spending your money. So bad patterns might be like just eating out way too much. Good patterns, you might see, I've been saving away, $20 each week or whatever into this particular account. Now I got $1,000 in this account. So you can see those good patterns that you're creating, as well as the bad patterns. And just like I was saying before, you want to kind of know exactly where you are, because sometimes you think you be doing good and then you check your bank account and you're like, dang, I thought, I didn't know that bill was about to come out this week or whatever. And then next thing you know, like, I better slow it down or whatever, because they done drafted this one out my account. So just remember, facts over feelings, okay? Look at the facts, look at that money every day, so you'll know what is actually in there. You be feeling like you got enough in there, and next thing you know, that automatic payment will come out, and your feelings gonna be hurt when you realize you don't have as much in there as you thought you did. Okay. All right, let's see. Still Rock says, get rid of that stinking thinking. I like that. I forget who says that. Who says that? That stinking thinking. Yes, and have $1 million thoughts. I forget who says that. Still Rocks, do you know? And then, what's up, Ann Can? She says, hi, everybody. And Still Rocks is just telling Ann Can hello. Jay Watt says, just dropping by really quickly. What's up? I'm doing night audit photos for iView It. Get that money. I don't know what it is. Ever since I started talking about iView It, I don't know if y'all know these phones be hearing stuff. They keep sending me, like, I guess the little phone is sending me like little notifications about potential jobs and stuff in my area. I'm like, this app haven't done nothing in over a year, and now all of a sudden it's sending me stuff. But J Watt says, I made over $100 and I just started. Thank you for introducing me to this company. You are welcome. Get that money. But make sure your money has a home. Put a goal to it so you're not spending recklessly like me. All right. And then, like I said, these were habits that they wanted you to do every day. There's a couple of other things that I want to mention that came from the We Should All Be Millionaires book as well. And when it kind of coincides with you creating the $1 Million Habits, she talks about creating boundaries. Now, y'all know I'm like big on boundaries when it comes to other people. I need to create some boundaries when it comes to myself, though. But I wrote down something, or I had something in my notes from when I had read it regarding boundaries. And it's a good and a timely reminder for me. It says, boundaries are not you saying no to other people, but it's about you saying yes to yourself. It says, enforce boundaries to protect yourself. You're protecting your time, your money, your happiness, your sanity, your heart. You don't set boundaries to make someone else suffer. You set boundaries to make sure you don't make yourself suffer. So enforce $1 million boundaries. So I love that. And that was a good reminder. Y'all be writing down notes sometimes, which is side note, y'all. I really don't like taking notes. I feel like if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it as I hear it. The reason why is oftentimes when I write down notes, I never go back and look at them. So that is why. But I did go back and look at it. But I love what I had about the boundaries and everything. It's like, it's not you saying no to other people, but you're saying yes to yourself. And the boundaries help you to protect yourself. So make sure when you're creating these $1 Million Habits and you're going after your $1 Million goals and you're going after your $1 Million dreams, create these boundaries for yourself when it comes to your money, when it comes to your time, especially when it comes to your time. Y'all know I'm big about protecting your time or making sure you're spending your time wisely, because that is one resource you cannot get back. I always say I can always make more money. I cannot make more time. So I do not like for my time to be wasted. And so many people will waste your time, drain your energy, promise you stuff and not follow through, that kind of thing. So be careful on who you spend your time with and what you're spending your time on and doing. You could waste your time doing activities that do not serve you at all, or serve you, your income, your family at all. So make sure you are definitely spending your time wisely and set those boundaries where you're not wasting your time. Be it you just sitting aimlessly watching some TV show that is not going to be beneficial to you, and you should be working on your $1 million plan that you have to create this new side hustle or whatever. So just be mindful of things like that when it comes to your time and creating those boundaries. And that's why, just like I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, as much as I'm talking to y'all, I'm also talking to myself, because I do need to be a little bit more careful with the things I'm spending my time on and making sure I'm using my time efficiently as well as effectively to get the things done that I need to get done. But yeah, y'all, did good. All right, so that was pretty much all I had. I'm going to do a quick recap of the $1 Million Habits. I'm going to look at these comments, and then I'm going to jump off, and we are going to do so good today. All right, so J Watt says, thanks, y'all. And Ken says, good for you, Jay. I was doing my research on that company, but I haven't signed up. And Ken, you better go ahead and sign up. It is really easy. And Jay Watt, you get paid. You can confirm, because I want to say, this is the company. It pays like the same day or something like that too, or the next day. It pays really quickly. All right. Still Rock says, I think Joyce Meyer says it a lot. I don't know if I heard it from Joyce Meyer, but maybe. But I don't know exactly who originated it. We have to have SMART goals. That's right. All right, Still Rocks. Still Rocks is preaching to the people. He says the SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound or time-sensitive. Yes, SMART goals. And then Ann says, I love these chats. I get so much from them. Thank you, Ann. You are always so encouraging, just like Still Rocks as well, whenever you come on. So I definitely appreciate that from you guys. And then Ann says she'll sign up tonight. All right, so real quick, let's do a recap and then I'll be done for today. Y'all, okay. Remember last week I talked about procrastination. So I did a little bit better today when it came to preparing for tonight's topic. And as you can see, with preparation, there is better efficiency in my in my delivery of the information because my thoughts aren't as scattered and everything. It's more condensed, and I know what I'm going to say. So I am going to do better when it comes to preparing for these Tipsy Tuesday topics. All right, our $7 million habits. These are $1 million habits that we should be doing every day so that we can all be millionaires and achieve our $1 million goals. The first one is to delegate one task on your to-do list. Oh, I did not talk about this. Now, for me, like delegating one task because I'm thinking about stuff. My thing now is I'm probably going to get help around the house because these kids, they don't know how to clean like I want them to clean or whatever. So whether it be someone to help out in terms of helping us clean up the meal prep, I said this year I'm getting one of these two things. I'm either getting someone to come in and help clean up the house, or I'm getting someone to help prepare our meals or like grocery shop or something like that. And when I say like grocery shop, I don't even want to create the daggone grocery list. I'm like, you figure out what we're going to have for the week, that kind of thing, and do that. So I'm going to have something along those lines that is going to take off my household task for me to do. So also think about that kind of stuff, because sometimes when it comes to delegating tasks, we're thinking about the work that we do, everyday stuff that we have to do, but think about the stuff you have to do like around your house that you can possibly delegate to another person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be someone you pay. It could just be someone, hey, have your spouse help out with this a couple of nights out of the week, or have your child help out with this. Like I've been trying to have my kids help out with the cleaning, and they do okay, but it's still not what to the level I would like it to be. So I'm gonna have to, if I don't do it myself, I'm probably gonna have to get someone professionally to do it. But that was $1 million habit number one: delegate one task on your to-do list, because you do not have to do everything on your own. Number two was move your body. It helps with your mental health and helps you with your thinking, so you can be more creative and come up with all these different ideas. Number three is connect with your $1 million squad. And so like Ann was mentioning too, she says she enjoys these chats. So even stuff like this could be part of your $1 million squad, but connect with people who you can talk to on an everyday and a regular basis. Number four is do one money generating activity each day that is going to help you increase your income. 5 is to think $1 million thoughts. As Still Rock says, get rid of that stinking thinking. Number 6 is to look at your money. You need to know where you are so you can know where you need to go when it comes to your money, and be able to determine any good as well as bad patterns. And remember, facts over feelings. You might be feeling good about your money and realize it ain't so good. And then, well, that was the last thing. I said 6. I hope I didn't miss anything, or I just miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the last thing, maybe it was the boundary thing, and I added it as something else. That was probably her 7. But set and enforce the boundary. I'll have to go back and look at the book. Set and enforce boundaries so that you can protect your peace, protect your space, protect your time, protect your energy, all of that kind of stuff. And remember, boundaries are not you saying no to other people, but it's about you saying yes to yourself. So remember to say yes to yourself. All right. All right, y'all, I ain't even finished my wine. That's how good we've been doing today. All right, so let's see. Last few comments real quick. Still Rock says, do what you gotta do. What you mean? Who you talking to, Still Rocks? Me? I don't know what I said, because that might have came a while ago. And Ann Kenya says, yes, I had someone clean when I had my second baby. It was only a few times, but I loved it. Yes, I've only had it done a few times as well when things, I don't say got bad or when I was just really tired or had something coming up or whatever, but I'm about to get something on a regular basis. And what's up? This is my brother. He says, I know those kids aren't cleaning the way I taught. You ain't teach them nothing the way I taught them. Whatever. Good to see you on. And Jay Watt was saying the company pays within 24 hours. That's what I thought. I want to say they paid really, really quickly. So they were a good company to work with. All right. And then lastly, Still Rock says, I definitely had thought about those meal kit services, the ones where the meals are ready made. My wife didn't like how the people cleaned the ones, but we kind of went cheap though. Yeah. Now I will say this. I was surprised when I did have the people come in and clean. I don't think they realized how much they had to do. And they had quoted me a price and everything. And I was like, this kind of low. They did a great job though. This is kind of low. And I was like, well, how long do you think it's going to take? And I gave them like the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms and that kind of stuff. And they had estimated like 3 hours or something like that. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know about this. 5 hours later, they had finally cleaned. But and I said I would definitely have them come back again because they did do a good job. But here's the thing. They didn't really like, I'm thinking it's going to be like a little cleaning van or some kind of van or something like that. It was like these two guys in their little small little, it wasn't even a sedan. I don't even know what the little smaller cars are. Like a Corolla type car with their cleaning products and all this kind of stuff and their vacuums and the mop, all of this piled up in this little teeny tiny car and everything. But they got the job done or whatever. It took them longer than they thought, but they got the job done. But that just goes, I was definitely inspired and impressed with them because it just goes to show it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for you to create another business and be able to generate some extra income. And just for a few hours, I mean, even though it did take them like, 5 hours or whatever, but you can make a few $100s in 5 hours. You might be tired if you clean somebody's house, but just imagine, can you make that on your job in a matter of 5 hours or whatever? Like what can you make or what can you come up with where in a few hours you can generate a few extra $100 or so for yourself and still be able to enjoy the rest of your day or whatever. So y'all stay motivated because we should all be millionaires. Keep your $1 million ideas, create your $1 million habits, and I will see you all next week. All right. Good night, everyone.